Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, I just got into the shower and got out, got myself all ready for work. And I saw that the lovely, talented, wonderful Neotarot just put up a tarot reading about Foodie Beauty. So, what is the tarot reading about? Well, everybody's had questions about a certain room in Foodie's apartment. You know, the room I'm talking about, the supposed storage room, content room. So let's think back, y'all. When Foodie moved into the apartment with Salah, she said that the extra room would be a content room. We thought maybe it was her YouTube content room or maybe a content room for Salah, but they did refer to it as a content room. So what happened? Foodie went from having a content room to doing her content in the living room, and Salah wasn't really using it for a gaming room. So, what is going on there? A wonderful person on Twitter recently posted a picture of the door being open just a little bit, and you saw that the blue couch, it is in the storage room. So, maybe the room is a content room after all. Maybe the room is used for a different kind of content, just not for YouTube. And I want to go on record as saying that if Foodie is doing adult content, maybe stuff off of YouTube somewhere, I really don't have a problem with it. I would rather her do the content off of YouTube that's adult related off of YouTube than on YouTube. Anybody that has seen my reactions, you already know my feelings about Shantel doing adult fetish stuff on her channel. I don't think it's appropriate. YouTube is not an adult only forum. People go to her content and they see adult fetishes as is, that they're adult fetishes. She just throws it on anybody without really much context or information. So, Foodie, if you are doing adult content in that room, it's okay, fine. But for some reason, Foodie is keeping that room a secret. She's keeping it a big secret. Although, let's think logically here. Let's go into logics. Let's think back to Chantal and her content on YouTube. I feel that once upon a time, YouTube was all she had. And she threw everything into what she knew and what she found out into her content because that was her only source of income. So she was always trying to come up with new ideas and story arcs to keep us watching. After a while, because of the feeder content that she was doing, she was acquiring, shall we say, a client list of feeders that were maybe paying her for content off of YouTube. We all certainly remember that she gave out her address and people were sending stuff to her house in Canada. So she was acquiring a client list of regular feeders. And they were giving her money, buying her food, sending her gifts. And over the course of time, I feel that the feeder stuff off of YouTube and the money that she makes from that, that's the bulk of her income. She's switched from caring about what's going on YouTube to caring more about the stuff she does off of YouTube. And that's why her content on YouTube has changed so much and why it's suffered so much. There's a feeling of, I really don't care about stuff on YouTube because the bulk of my income is made off of YouTube. So that is my opinion. That is my feeling. I don't know how you guys feel about that. If you agree or disagree, would love to hear your comments. But what I'm interested in right now is how Neo feels and what the cards are telling her. And believe me, she has a lot to say, a lot of insight there. I did watch the reading and I was just picking up so much stuff. So how about we get into the wonderful reading by the lovely and talented Miss Neotarot. And for those of you that have just joined my channel and you don't know about Neotarot, y'all look down below. In the description for this video, you'll find the original link for her original video. You can check out that video, all of her videos, all of her content. Check out her merch store. She also does private readings for people who want private reading from Neo. Look at her merch store and you'll find the link for that. So without further ado, let's get into the reading from the lovely and talented Miss Neotarot. And let me just go ahead and blow this up so you guys we got full picture. And I hope you enjoy, because I know I'm going to enjoy. Let's go.
Hey y'all, hey, let's get into this reading for Foodie Beauty Shantel, Foodie Beauty. All right, so remember, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot, sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are always here, welcome back, friend. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so one of the subbies reached out and was like, girl, what is she hiding and what did she say? What is in the locker room? Child, you know, I don't know.
Before we even get started, I'm sorry, Neil. I'm sorry to stop you so suddenly. I did watch this reading ahead of time. These three cards that you're putting out in the order that you're placing, they seem to just line up perfectly. They line up perfectly, Mama. So let's start here with the first card, with the horse. The house is over here. You get the fence right here. All these cards line up perfectly. The horse is alone in the field, eating all the grass. There are no other horses. I feel this is significant to Chantal. She's going much more crazy with her eating. She's eating a lot, a lot. And I also feel that the trees in the background are also very significant, because trees to me signify growth. She's far away from the growth of things. Like, here's the growth behind her. Here's home also behind her. And she's not looking at that. She's focused on, I need to eat all the grass. I need to eat the grass over here. I need to eat the grass over here. I'm just going to gobble up all the grass. Then the flamingo card, to me, this is significant of what happens after eating all the grass. Like, she's like, the flamingo normally stands on one leg. This flamingo is standing on two legs, which is really not natural for it. And this leg right here feels bent, like there might be some problems with her leg. This card is telling me so many stories right now. So the sun is behind the flamingo. It's like, this is what I want everybody to see. Like, this is how I want to portray myself. I am this big fancy bird with the pink feathers. Like, this is me on camera. But in all actuality, the bird is standing in water. Water is very significant. It indicates being surrounded by emotion, and like the emotional state might be all over the place. Like, she's very emotional right now. But eating all this grass, like she's consumed with, I have to eat, I have to eat, I have to eat, leading to problems with her legs, perhaps problems with her health. And then this card over here, the too big for your britches card, this is like the end result of all of the eating. Like, she's probably having trouble getting into her clothes. Her clothes are getting too tight. You're getting too big for her britches. And then the tulip, or is it the rose? I think it's a tulip, of the flower is wilted. That could also be indicative of failing health, emotions being not right, the failing relationship. Like, the flower isn't healthy. Something isn't healthy. Something is very, very, very sick. Something is wrong.
But let's get into it. Okay, so again, completely alleged and for entertainment purposes. Um, let's get into it. Spirit is acknowledging that there is an obstacle that she can overcome and return to her peace, her resilience, her place of strength, and power, but she chooses to stay on this side, even though there's boredom, monotony, small-mindedness, needing to branch out, move on, novelty is needed. She don't care. She doesn't want to be moving love and light. It appears that she wants to stay stagnant in chaos and in like indulging herself. As you can see, this horse is eating here. And so even though the grass is greener on the other side, she feels that she's fulfilling her heart's desires, her heart chakra, to stay on this side. And so that's her business. No, we can't you know, influence and or persuade her to make a choice. It's ultimately her choice. And I've said this in all of my readings. Good choices equal good karma, bad choices equal bad karma. What you choose matters. Your choices are a direct reflection of what you believe you deserve. So if she believes that she deserves this, that's her choice. Keep doing it. Keep doing it and see what happens. What's going to happen next? And it's going to continue to level you and level you and level you until you realize that you are not the most powerful being and entity in this realm. It's a godlike complex is what spirit is acknowledging. And you don't have that level of control. And so the universe is going to continue to level you, level you, level you, level you based upon your choices. And that's your business. Spirit says that eating the grass on this side has to do with a relationship. All this fire in the belly, solar plexus energy, passionate but yet chaotic, to do what she wants to do, to her detriment and to her demise, right? Flamingo, not an ostrich. This passion has to do with family, friends, business, and romantic energy. And it's a lot of water here, acknowledging a lot of emotions, sadness, depression, anxiety, needing to clear, cancel, and release the energy so that she can manifest a life that she does want. But it has to be exposed. It has to be brought to the surface. If you're not going to do the work, you're not going to reap the reward. You're not going to reap the benefit. And a part of this is being honest, which is something that I've said several times in my readings with her. You have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And whether you like it or not, Spirit is already acknowledging to me that it will be exposed, because the whole purpose of us being here in this realm, my upload, is universal balance. And so if you're not fighting for good, then you're fighting for bad. You're fighting, on which side are you on? Which side are you on? Again, Spirit is acknowledging that she needs inner calm. She needs to deep breathe. There's a lot of issues with the chest. Spirit says, slow that down. Slow down your breathing. I always pick up on energy around lungs and heart, water around the heart. Spirit is acknowledging that she needs to do some deep breathing. You need to do some breathing exercise, period, point blank. Exercise, period, point blank.
You know what, Neo? I watched the entire reading. And there was something that kept popping up during the whole reading: exercise, movement. And I don't think it just pertains to, say, physical movement per se, her body. Like, life is about movement. You've got to move. You've got to do things. Movement is part of change. And Chantal has gone on record as saying she doesn't like change. She just gets deadlocked into the familiar. Even if the familiar is bad, it's not good for her. It's not good at all. She gets deadlocked into what's familiar. The familiar becomes very comfortable to her, very secure. Even if it's toxic, it becomes like a warm blanket that she wraps around herself, because she doesn't want to change. Even though change is standing right in front of her, staring her in the eyeball, she don't want nothing to do with it. And I think she's arriving more and more of a place where she's being forced to change. Something's got to give. Something has got to give. Something just has to. But she's fighting it. She's resisting it. She's rebelling against it. But in this reading, movement just keeps coming up. Exercise equals movement. Change equals movement. She doesn't want to move. She's thinking she doesn't have to move. Nobody can make her move. She's like a petulant child. I'm not moving. You can't make me move. She doesn't want to move. Everybody has to move. Everybody has to change. It's the way to enlightenment. It's the way to spirit. It's the way to good things. If you don't move, you can't find good things. Good things can't find you. If you're sitting still in a little room and there's nobody around and there's nothing around, how can good things come? How can they find you? How can they walk through the door? How can you walk out of the door and go find them? You can't. So life is saying, you need to stop hiding. You need to stop hiding your little self-imprisoned cell. You need to get out of that solitary confinement and come outside and move and breathe the air and feel the sunshine. You can't avoid life. Life is supposed to be lived, not avoided.
Exercise. Okay, I don't know why I'm seeing steps and I'm feeling like, not my business, but Spirit is acknowledging this relationship that you're dealing with is going to come up short if it hasn't already. I don't know why, but I don't know if you've ever heard this saying, look before you leap or be prepared to limp. And I want to say fall, be prepared to fall. Look before you leap or be prepared to fall. This relationship is about to take a major nosedive. Okay. Heart chakra has imbalances and or delays, which creates total misalignment. The flower is wilted, which for me means love is lost. It's being communicated that this is coming up just a little too short in the area of love because one is too big for their britches. Filled with arrogance, vanity, self-importance, being high and mighty, modesty is needed. The relationship, I don't know why Spirit wants me to, is getting ready to take a nosedive. Okay, what is she hiding? And what was that? What did she say? Oh, no. Oh. And what is in the locker room? What is she hiding? Okay, so when I ask what is she hiding, she's making it look as if that she's very, very comfortable right now on the surface, that she's swinging on the front porch, earth sign energy. She's very thankful and very cozy, down in nature. Just I'm super thankful, super grateful kind of energy. Subconsciously, though, she's lazing around like a bump on a log. There's an energy of loafing, inertia, false start, no response, and disinterest. Because when I ask what is she hiding, she's sweating like a sinner in church. Multiple moving pieces and puzzling. It's this jumbling and juggling. There are multiple people involved. She's hiding behind her choices, the fire and ability to do what she wants to do because she can. And she's hiding behind her higher intuitive self because higher intuitively she knows this isn't right. What is she hiding? There's guilt, remorse, nerves, worry, confession. There's an energy of apology, integrity, and needing to come clean. What is
I wonder if the sweating like a sinner in church thing, Neo, since you did say there were multiple people involved, that could be, say, multiple clients sweating like a sinner in church. Could it be because of the public image that she has for herself right now? Like she's coming on YouTube and she's portraying herself as a Muslim woman. She's supposed to be a Muslim revert. So if she was a real Muslim woman, she wouldn't be doing anything, say, salacious off camera. So maybe it has to do with the fact that she's in the Middle East, she's in Kuwait, she's publicly portraying herself as one thing, but then being something completely different, which would be against her supposed belief somewhere else. She knows she shouldn't be doing it. Maybe she's scared that she might get caught, she might get exposed. And so she's always constantly worried and nervous, like, is somebody that I'm doing something for, are they going to expose me? And like it's a constant worry to her, a constant worry.
she hiding? She's brainstorming. She's trying to figure this shit out. Water sign energy. So this is anger, depression, sadness, fears, illusions. There's something's being exposed. There's a clearing of the smoke in the room. Truth and lies, fact and fiction. What you do in the dark comes to the light. This could also include a water sign. Spirit is also acknowledging manipulation, manifestation, and or pregnancy. And when I say pregnancy, I am speaking in reference to an actual birth and or trying to give birth to an idea. So trying to figure shit out, problem solving. And this has to do with tantric sex. This has to deal with, I got to get mine, you got to get yours. Okay. Spirit is also acknowledging that this could also be like an online type of thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, it does. And you keep bringing this up in a lot of your readings, Neil. Every time you read on Foodie, or most of the time, this comes up. Like it just keeps popping up. It just keeps popping up, girl. Foodie, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're being naughty off camera, aren't you? And you don't want nobody to know. You don't want no one to know. If you're doing something adult related on camera off of YouTube, Foodie, look, make your money. Do what you got to do, but What makes it bad, makes it especially bad, is the public image that you have chosen. You're not just some, I guess, bored housewife in Ohio making money on the side. Like, you chose to portray yourself as a Muslim woman. And you told people, I am closer to Allah being in Kuwait. Like, you claim to be someone that you care about the faith, and you're doing this. If you were back in Canada just being yourself, this wouldn't be so bad. But you are, in my opinion, you are using a certain faith, a certain belief to hide behind and do all kinds of things. You're using a belief like a shield to disguise yourself, to not be yourself. So you're doing one thing on YouTube and doing another thing somewhere else. You're doing naughty stuff, Foodie. You are. And maybe you should get the heck out of Kuwait and just be yourself and do this.
Okay. I always pick up on like OnlyFans and doing things like that. And people watching this shit go down and enjoying the gossip. There's an energy of betrayal in this situation, deceit, backstab, traitor, not to be trusted. Money hungry, will do anything for money. When I bring up what is she hiding, there's also this energy of her trying to ride out the wave. Second time, third time we hear about water. Water energy is including in this, and it's very emotional for her. The problem that she's having is you trusted the wrong person. You've been trusting the wrong people. You're trying to keep your end of the bargain, but they're not going to do the same. And I feel like I said this in the last reading. Be careful. They both look the same. Salt or sugar looks can be deceiving. This is going to make you feel destroyed, shattered, broken, even fucked up. And this is about that promise. And is that a wedding ring? And so I feel like the last time we talked, there was this energy of exposing that Salah would be the one. To bring light to a situation because he feels like the deal is not being kept. Yeah, see, justice is coming. There will be balance. Libra energy. Did you guys tell me he was a Libra? I keep forgetting. I feel like you did. And that this situation is going to cause her to be alone and starting a new journey and finding her true self and on a different quest, on a different path, a path that if she chooses to see it as such will bring forth cleansing. But if she sees it as chaos, then it's chaos. And it's coming with the phases of the moon. As the moon and cycles are changing, the phases of the moon are changing. So will she. So will she. So will her situation. It's a very emotional, again, for her. She's definitely hiding emotion.
In my opinion, this is away from the tarot reading. In my opinion, I think whatever agreement that Salah and Foodie had with each other, I don't know what she promised him. I don't know exactly what was on the table, what she could offer him. Maybe she offered him citizenship or something. But that agreement was not fulfilled. And I feel that attempts were made for her to leave peacefully. You know, no mess, no fuss, no muss, nothing. Just leave, Foodie. And maybe there was a hope from him that if the money got bad enough, if things were unhappy enough, that she would leave on her own. But Foodie is someone, she does not let go of people or things when she's supposed to or when she should. She hangs on much, much too long, especially when it comes to men. So I think there was a hope or an attempt to get her to leave peacefully on her own. It hasn't happened. And that might cause things to get a bit uglier for her because she won't leave. So it's like, if you don't want to go on your own, we're going to maybe cut ties publicly so that you will. There's nothing to hold on to.
Beauty current energy. Okay, so this twin flame is in reverse. And it's interesting because they're holding this cell phone, obviously taking pictures or video, but false twin, not being yourself, living in the shadow of others, identity crisis. I've talked about her identity crisis. Feels like psychosis, allegedly. Hopeless romantic, blaming others, spoiled, and entitlement. All right, so tell me more about, okay.
That card is speaking to me so much, Neo. It is like the twin flame turned upside down. That could represent the fact that Foodie's dream, this goal of hers that she had of being on camera with Salah, having the couples channel, doing things, that's been turned completely upside down because he wants nothing to do with her. Like I think she was long ago just trying to devise a way to keep him around, keep him integrated into her life. And it just didn't work. Like they had no chemistry, they had no love. He wasn't interested in her. She knew that from the jump, and she chose to make herself willingly blind. What is that saying? The eyes will never see what the heart does not want to see. They had an agreement. It was understood, but over time, the lines got blurred for her. She thought at the end of it all that he would just fall in love with her, or she could wear him down to the nub, or he would just give in, surrender, and give her a relationship. So everything that she hoped for, everything that she wanted has been turned upside down. So you got the woman in the picture, you've got the man, and they're like taking a selfie or something together. That's been turned completely upside down. He doesn't want to be part of her content. He doesn't want to be around her. So this whole illusion that she is trying to create for YouTube, part of her fantasy world, if you will, it's falling apart around her. And she's trying to cover it up by making excuses. Oh, he's not here. He's busy. He's working. But it just keeps happening. He does not want to be there.
She's a rebel right now. But Spirit is acknowledging you're fighting a losing battle. That's your business, though. There's an energy of her being a rebel, rebellious, rising, acknowledging boundaries, being very resistant, opposition, prevalence, survival instincts, misfit, speaking up, standing up, protesting about something. And then we have the shadow. Protesting, standing up, a rebel, being rebellious around fears, nightmares, regret. Second time we hear regret, guilt, making excuses, coming clean. Second time we hear coming clean, reality, return of the past, darkness and build up. And it's building up.
You know what that card looks like to me, Neo? The shadow card inverted. It looks like the hanged man in the tarot.
It's like erupting like a volcano, fire sign energy. And the thing about this is it's so beautiful. Your spiritual guides are always around, always trying to aid, always trying to assist. And look at that fire in the belly with this yellow fire sign energy, passionate or yet chaotic. There is divine presence around her because there's divine presence around all of us.
I'm getting a picture in my head for you right now, Foodie. I'm getting a picture in my head for you. I feel you being angry and fighting with, I can't see really what it is, but you're fighting someone or something. And I see the picture of people pulling you back out of the fight saying, what exactly are you fighting for? You know, it's like you're fighting everything. You're fighting everybody. You're fighting endlessly. And yet there are beings or spirits or people around you saying, stop, pause. What are you fighting for? Something is trying to reach out to you and reason with you and say, like, stop, pause, think about what you're fighting for. Think about what you're fighting up against. Like, what is the purpose of the fight? Are you fighting the good fight? Or are you fighting a bad fight that makes no sense? It's not just the fight that matters. It's the reason why you're fighting. Like, are you really going to win? Are you exerting energy towards something with no good end? Is there a worthy cause here? You're fighting yourself, Foodie. I just picked that up. Like, what I saw you fighting something, I couldn't figure out what it was. You're fighting yourself. You are fighting yourself. And there's something trying to pull you back and say, stop, pause, stop fighting for a minute. Think about what you're fighting. You're fighting yourself. You're fighting everybody else. You're fighting to preserve something, hold on to something that really you should let go of. There's an endless fight in you, but the fight is not for the right reason. It's not for the right cause. You're exhausting yourself, and it makes no sense to do that. You're wasting your energy fighting up against things that need to happen, fighting against people who want to leave and be separated from you, fighting against public opinion when really you should listen to it because there is truth in what a lot of people say. There is advice, there are good words. You just got to open up your closed ears and listen. You have to open up your spirit and listen. Stop plugging your ears. Stop blocking off your mind. Listen to your higher self. It's screaming at you. It's screaming so loud, I can hear it in my head. It's screaming so much it's losing its voice. You got to open up. You've got to be willing to change and move and do more. But you've got more rebellion in you than fight. You're just rebelling against things versus fighting for the right things. That is part of the problem.
There are our advisors, our instructors, and they're trying to give her foresight. Foresight about what, Spirit? They want her to ascend. They want her to thrive and survive under harsh conditions. Their goal in our lives is to help us see the synchronicities, to get into alignment, and to bring balance. They want to send her healing frequency. They want her to shift internally. They want her to, radiate positive energy. And they're saying that she's seeing synchronicities, but is she listening?
No.
You remember that song, I Saw the Signs? It was right before my eyes. Is that how it goes? I saw the signs.
I remember that song, girl. You're taking me back. Neo, you're taking me back, girl. I grew up in the 80s. Is it Ace of Base who made that song? Yes, it is. It is that group who did it. Yeah, you're taking me back.
It was amazing. Something like that. But it feels like they're trying. They're trying. Thank you, Spirit. And it's divine timing, because what's going to happen if she doesn't? What's going to happen if she doesn't pay attention to the synchronicities and her feelings? Did she drink alcohol? Not my business. Someone's in the gym doing more than just working out long hours. It's going to create a nightmare, and this is going to affect the family. In what way? Thank you. Again, Spirit says, get yourself in alignment, because you're attracting moms. How's it?
Ooh. Okay, like I got to address all of this. So, like the working out in the gym card for Foodie, I'm like, what? She don't work out. But, going through a different door, thinking about it a different way. The working out could be the sexy time in the secret room. Like might be moving and doing things in that secret room. And the attracting Maz card, what are Maz attracted to? The light in the dark. She's doing things in the dark. She's not attracting butterflies, which you would see in the daytime. It's the Maz at night. She's doing stuff at night.
Is this going to affect the family? I always get these children. What is it? Yeah. There's
a girl are always coming up. Whenever you do a reading for Salah, for Foodie, the children are not far behind. And here's something for you, Neo. I think that Salah, he's staying with family, perhaps the sister, someone. He's somewhere. He's not at the house. He is gone. The keyboard that he normally kept at the apartment, it's no longer there. And he would go over to the apartment and play the keyboard for people on YouTube on occasion. But that is gone. Like, he took that. I don't know if he took all of his stuff, but the feeling is he's no longer there. He took stuff that belongs to him, including that keyboard. Foodie, for her part, she's been acting crazy. That's not even exaggeration. She's been acting crazy. Like, her last few live streams, she's out driving around. She's not really got a sense of purpose. She's not going anywhere in particular. It almost feels like she's stalking him. She's looking for him, maybe trying to catch sight of him. And Foodie, if Salah does have another family, if perhaps a family member of his just had a baby, of course he wants to spend time around family, especially if it's his own family. If a child just got born or is very young, like, you've got abandonment issues, and I can see you getting jealous over actual small children. If he's got a family, of course he's going to want to spend time with the family, and you can't argue against that. It is absolutely useless. If you get jealous or possessive and you're like, what about me? What about me? He's going to look at you crazy-eyed and say, you're an actual adult. This is an actual child. I got to take care of this child. And you can't get mad about that. That's just him being a father. You cannot get mad about it. You can't argue against it. I don't know what the deal is with Salah and his family, if you've been supporting his family or you don't even know about his family. But if there's a family involved, you need to leave that alone.
Another parent out here focusing on your children and co-parenting, making her feel like she's getting kicked to the curb or has to kick someone to the curb. In this situation, is a female energy who keeps a secret about this situation, and it just keeps coming out. I don't know who got the baby. The baby just keeps the baby. It feels very expository, like you're going to get exposed. That's your business. Shantel, Foodie Beauty, and Salah. Somebody's going to be spending magical moments alone. There goes that drink again. Because what's done in the dark is going to become to the light. It's time to expose it. It's time for the truth. It's time for whatever you're suppressing to come to the surface. It's going to help the universe have balance. It just has to do with manifestation, manipulation, and or pregnancy. There's a timestamp on this relationship. Every time I read on you, this is what it says. It's the law.
Sounds like time's about up. Sounds like time is just about up, Neo. Like, the clock is ticking. If there are 12 hours on the clock, we're at hour 10. Perhaps even 10:30. It's getting close.
And Foodie Beauty. There's jealousy in your relationship. They need to move on. But somebody is building an empire. Look at the money, honey. That's the focus in this situation, which is unfortunate. But that's your business. What does the subby also say? The subby said, what is in the locked room?
Yeah, what's in that room? Do we want to know? I'm scared to know.
What? Salt and sugar looks can be deceiving. Salt or sugar, be careful. Both look the same. Looks can be deceiving. There's something that's very deceptive in that room. And she's writing out this with emotion, caution.
Ooh.
Whoa. This is heartbreaking. It's total drama. Someone is doing more than working out. Is that the workout room? Well, somebody's doing more than working out in that workout room? Oh my gosh. Standing your ground, ready for battle, defending yourself around the situation. There's a lot of arguments and depression and drugs.
Ooh, not good. One moment, please. Oh, okay. I'm going to back it up for a minute because I got distracted. I heard something outside my door. Looked outside. Y'all are not going to believe this. It is like raining, snowing outside. What? I heard some noise. I'm like, what is that? We got to back it up just a little bit. It's okay. I was like, snowing, raining. What's going on? All right. That's okay. We got this. Moving backward, let's go forward.
One is doing more than working out. Ah, is that the workout room? Was somebody's doing more than working out in that workout room? Oh my gosh. Standing your ground, ready for battle, defending yourself around the situation. There's a lot of arguments and depression and drugs. Allegedly. Getting a room, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, business and or pleasure. And look how they opening the door to the room. My goodness. But you're keeping a promise not to tell. Is it? Listen, look.
Oh my God.
Look. Now that's crazy, child. It's a lot of stuff. Is this the boom boom room? Look.
Girl, it seems like it. There's a lot of boom boom going on in that room.
Look at what's happening in this room. It's trash, fire sign energy. Throw it out, get rid of it, tossing it out. This is going to break the contract. What's happening in this room?
I'm kind of confused by that, Neo. I really am. I'm confused because Shantel does her YouTube content. She's doing the feeder content in front of people. The feeder content is her eating food for people. She sometimes will mix subtle elements of other adult fetishes on her channel, which she should not be doing. Absolutely not. Unacceptable. But Salah knew about a lot of the stuff on YouTube. So why would the boom boom room content bother him or break this up? He doesn't care what she does on YouTube, but the boom boom room content would be a deal breaker? Huh.
Breaking a contract, divorce, orange, sexual energy, emotional energy, creative energy. I mean, that's your business. You're growing. You do whatever you want to do. Right? Spirit says something else. Spirit is very talkative today. You're running away from the situation because you have haters. There's a fake apology, but you're getting played. This is a complete and utter nightmare. It makes one feel like they're in their feelings because someone is coming in after you around this situation. Running. Where are you running to? Spirit says you're running again. Foodie beauty. Shantel. There's gossip, malicious lies in your energy, bias, loss, misery. One who puts people down and can't be trusted. Air sign energy in reverse. What else for Shantel? Beauty. There's pregnancy. And so this comes up. And this could be a manifestation and or an actual child. But there's a feminine energy of motherhood, nurturing, creative femininity. What about this energy? Now, is this a manifestation or is this a child? Or are we talking about a specific mother? Yeah, she's trying to figure out what to do. She's trying to give birth to an idea. She has lots of options and choices and multiple possibilities. There's a decision that needs to be made. With the Five of Pentacles, this makes her feel like there's unemployment and frustration. She's losing. The heart chakra has imbalances and or delays. Her foundation is crumbling. Okay, and she's losing money. So yeah, she's trying to manifest. She's trying to find different ways to make money because the money is falling out and it creates heart problems, heart issues. It also makes her feel like she's not grounded. What else? For Foodie Beauty Shantel. Spirit says that she's trying to be strong. She's trying to overcome self-doubt. She's holding on to people, things, and possessions too tightly.
And that's always been a problem with her. Holding on to things that she really shouldn't be holding on to. She's got a miser mind, Neo. She's a miser in her mind. Like she makes money, but at the same time, she's cheap. She's cheap unless it comes to something that she wants. Then she'll spend whatever money she needs to. But anybody else, she's cheap. Real cheap.
She's holding on to deep-seated issues tightly. There's stinginess and controlling. There's an energy of her wanting to have financial stability. However, with the Seven of Wands throwing water on a flame in the area of business and also in the area of passion, there's this energy of her giving up, giving in, admitting defeat, feeling vulnerable, overwhelmed, not taking the bull by the horns. Health problems. Okay, there's also issues that could be dealing with her legs, like her calves and her ankles. Spirit is so funny. Why does Spirit say cankles? Girl, you
No. Not cankles. Not the cankles. Uh-oh. You know what? I'm laughing with Spirit because it's got a sense of humor. Because Spirit is allowed to have a sense of humor too. But I have no doubt, Neo, that she's got leg problems, especially if she's not moving. Like her circulation, I'm sure, is not the best. It's bad. She lays around a lot. She doesn't get the blood flowing. She doesn't move. She doesn't walk. And maybe that's led to weakness in her legs and her leg muscles. Maybe there's some fluid buildup due to her diet.
You got cankles.
Not
Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, see, look, there's this energy of her being very forceful with a lack of direction. And so there's a lack of control. You're doing too much, creating a lot of water sign energy, Cancer energy, coercion, being blocked by obstacles due to your powerlessness and aggression. My goodness. All right, Spirit says something else. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Spirit said with the Page of Swords, there's malice, hypocrisy, suspicion within her energy field. There's problems. Someone who is unconcerned with the feeling of others. And because of that, your job is suffering. Do you have a repetitive or boring job? Failure is coming and failure has came, Spirit is acknowledging, due to you overspending, debt, lazy, and you're underqualified in this area. All right, so what is in this room? What's the energy of what is in the room?
Yeah, as far as her YouTube channel, the feeling from Foodie, at least online, I don't know about her offline stuff. There's a feeling of I don't care. I've given up. I quit. She doesn't even try anymore. She doesn't try to be entertaining. She doesn't try to entertain people. She doesn't try to endear herself to people. There's just a feeling of I quit. I absolutely quit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Just I don't care. It's all over her energy. I don't care. I've given up. I quit.
Room. What is she hiding? A new job. You're making money in that room. What you doing in that room, girl? What is you doing? There's open-mindedness. Like she's very open to exploring new opportunities and possibilities and setting goals in that room. With the Nine of Swords in reverse, this is the light at the end of the tunnel for her. Interesting. However, with the Two of Wands in reverse, throwing water on the flame, Aries. Y'all tell me she's an Aries in reverse. There's a fear of change, and so she does what she needs to do in that room. Indecisiveness, restricted options, failed negotiations, and a lack of activity. Throwing water on the flame. So whatever is in there, it's an idea. And look what Spirit said. Spirit said that there will be justice. There will be justice. There will be karmic justice. Second time we see the balances, the scales, Libra energy. Will be truth and honesty, integrity, cause and effect. Thank you, Spirit. Life lessons, contracts, binding agreements. I'll tell you what popped in my head in just a second. Settlements and an apology. Decisions need to be made in order to maintain justice, law, and order. Listen, whatever's happening, if it comes down to it, and he being Salah is being requested to divulge information in regards to what is happening in this room or in this home, he's going to squeal, he's going to spill, he's going to tell. Because sometimes it just feels like in his situation, it's like this energy of him having to be honest, him having to be truthful when it goes against law and order and wherever they at. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. So with Ace of Cups in reverse, this creates sadness, pain, unrequited love, block the repressed emotions, infertility and miscarriage, meaning that it's being blocked, it's being suppressed. Whatever energy that you're trying to create and or give birth to is being repressed, it's being blocked. You're being met by obstacles. What is the energy around her hiding? What is she hiding? What is she hiding? What is the energy around what she's hiding? Okay, she's hiding this happy family. Stability. Okay. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse, she's hiding that this is not working out. There's a lack of ambition, delays, disappointment. It's just not working out. Three's a crowd. She's hiding with the Eight of Cups that there's a fear of moving on, that there's stagnation and monotony. She's hiding all of that. Okay. All right.
And I just want to say, Shantel, I don't know if Salah would talk if you went back to Canada peacefully. If you let go peacefully, just let the man go. If he's got a family, let them go. I don't know if he would talk, but I think that he will definitely talk if you continue to run around, maybe stalk him, maybe call him. You're being a nuisance. You won't let him go. You won't let him be on his path. You might put him in a position where you're almost going to force him to talk about you, about what you're doing, in order for you to finally let go. He wants to go. He wants to get away from you. He wants to this whole thing is over. He wants it to be over. He wants to be on his true path. You're holding on to him desperately because you're not ready to go back to Canada. You don't want to start over. You don't want egg on your face with girl world, and you know it's coming. You know it is. And you can't get mad at girl world for that because you set things in motion long ago for this to happen. You created this whole thing. It was strictly of your own design. People were warning you, don't do this. Don't take this path. It's a mistake. You chose not to listen. So here we are. You don't want to be a failure on the world stage. It's okay for you to fail in private because then nobody knows, nobody sees. But your worst fear is failing on the world stage for everybody to see. You want to say, I was right. All of you were wrong. I was right the whole time, but you can't say that. And you are deathly afraid of admitting that you were wrong, that we were right the whole time. You don't want that egg on your face. You don't want it, but it's going to happen. That's why you're resisting coming back to Canada, because you know you got to start over from scratch and you're not quite sure how to do it. And you've given yourself no time to figure it out. And that's because you stayed too long in a place and around people that did not want you. This is what happens when you go where you just don't belong there. You don't fit in there. You're not trying to make yourself fit in. You're not being respectful. Eventually you get pushed out. So you're getting pushed out and you're panicking. You're running around trying to find Salah. You're wondering, where is he? You're probably calling up his phone. You're probably blowing up his phone. Where are you? Can you come over? People are asking about you. And he wants to spend time with the family. He needs that time with the family. He needs to recharge. You have drained him. You've exhausted him. You have a pattern, Shantel. You get around a guy and you suck all the oxygen out of the room by being clingy and possessive and jealous and not acknowledging that every person has the right to a life, a real life, away from you, hobbies, interest, family, friends, a job. That's not your life, so you think it should be everybody else's life too. They should live like you. Well, different people live differently. But your only focus is having a person focus on you 24 hours a day. That's not healthy. He's exhausted. He's tired. Let him go. It's time. It's been time.
Her biggest obstacle, current energy. Remember, I read biggest obstacle in reverse. I don't know why I'm being drawn to pick up that deck. I'll do it. Returning from travel or a holiday restriction, obstacle. Bad timing, obstacle. Losing momentum, obstacle. Out of control, obstacle. Fire sign energy, throwing water on a flame in the area of business or the area of passion. Too fast a pace, theft and opposition, obstacle. With the Six of Swords, trouble is coming, obstacle. Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
That card last night or yesterday kept popping up, Neo. That card right there. I couldn't get away from the Six of Swords. It was all over the place. All over the place. Just like any deck I used, it kept popping up.
Obstacle. Lack of progress, obstacle. Who's the air sign? Came out again. Is this Dad? Hello, Dad. Is that you? Is this Dad? Feels like there's an energy of an air sign, masculine energy, selfish. This is Libra energy. Selfishness is an obstacle. Ruthlessness is an obstacle. Devious, premeditated. I said in the last reading, like the plot is about to thicken. Like, dun, 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 dun. You think that you're in charge. And I feel like I said this the last time. You are getting ready to get played. It feels like this air sign, Libra energy, has some premeditated energy around getting things together to handle your ass. Okay. There's this energy of malice and someone who is overly cautious. He don't trust you anyway. Okay. Salah and what's her name? Foodie Beauty, Shantel. See, there's conflict in your energy field. There's fighting. There's arguments. Fire sign energy. Are you the one that's doing all of this temper, clashing, chaos, disobedience? Okay. And Spirit is acknowledging with the Queen of Cups, creating a lot of emotion. There's that water sign again, Cancer energy, due to your fickleness and your vanity, gullibility, those who sacrifice themselves unnecessarily for others. And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
And that's another card that kept popping up, Neo. That one, the 10 of Wands, that popped up yesterday for me too. Where when I was reading on her yesterday, I just felt like she's doing too much. She's doing way too much. Like she is just overburdening herself. And she's just almost in a state of panic of like, whatever I can do to make money, I'm going to make money. I'm just going to throw everything at the wall to see if 3 things stick to it. But I couldn't get away from that card either.
When you play them games, you win them prizes, okay? And so she feels burdened, overburdened, overloaded, fire sign energy again, filled with fire sign energy in this whole reading. It's all about passion and business for you. My goodness. Weight on the shoulders. Okay, so let's just keep it a buck. Spirit is also acknowledging when I say weight on the shoulders that you've gained a lot of weight. Like, and I'm not talking about, listen and hear me clearly. I'm not talking about over the years. Spirit says in the last 5 days, you've gained like 8 pounds.
Ooh. Yikes. Foodie, what are you doing? 8 pounds in 3 days? Girlfriend. That means you're eating nonstop. Y'all, for context, it takes 3,500 calories to make 1 pound of fat. So, calories in a pound. Okay, I'm just looking this up real quick. I'm sorry. Calories. Shoot. Calories in 8 pounds of fat. Oh, Lord. 8 pounds of fat is equal to 28,000 calories. Oh, my God. You know what? I believe it. I do. I believe it that Foodie could eat that much. She eats every 2 hours. She eats very high calorie foods, fast food. And I'll tell y'all what, if you have a food addiction, if you do the binge eating or just overeating, there's nothing like stress or sadness or depression or upset or panic to make you eat. But the same could be said for someone who, say, does an illicit drug or alcohol. If you're upset, if you're mad, if you're angry, you're going to do more just by default. Just that negative emotion is going to superpower those things, make you do much more than what you would normally do. So if she's running around trying to find Salah, if she doesn't know where he is, if she's blowing up his phone and he's not picking up, she's driving around town looking for him, she can't find him, or if she does, she can't go have a talk with him, she can't confront him. Like, she's over there just biting on her fingernails. She's not getting her way, and she's an overgrown toddler. She gets upset when she doesn't get her way. I can see her trying to self-soothe with the food, and yet it's not soothing her. It's not doing the job it used to do anymore, because the stress, the upset, the sadness, the anger, all balled up inside of her. It's just too much. The food isn't working anymore. She eats more and more and more trying to do the soothing, and it's just not working. It isn't.
You got to chill. Okay, duty, drudgery, obligation, saddled, restricted, burnt out. Because you feel like you're being taken for granted, and you're getting played, but it's the same game that you created. You just getting played in your own game. You know how they say, don't hate the game, hate the player, hate the game. That's the game. You started the game. Now you're getting played. Okay. It's too much. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else? Okay. This deck, baby, said I have something else to say.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, with the Queen of Wands, there's seduction, lies. There's this energy of you falling from grace in the area of passion, also in the area of business. There's this energy of you're a prudish and moralistic person who tries to impose your values on others. Okay, and there's a fall from grace due to this seduction and lies, strictness and disorganization. What is the final thing that you want to say to her? Spirit says it's in the middle of the deck. I don't know why, but I just see balance, 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 balance. And this, the universe. And the universe is telling you all roads lead back to source.
Mm.
The all-seeing eye sees you, knows all, hears all. Okay? Has a love for all. This is the energy of divine. This is the energy of totality. This is the energy of righteousness and cleanliness and angelic energy. And what is it that you want to say to her? Just like you're fighting and you're a rebel, life source is a rebel against you as well. There's this energy to rise and to be resistant to whatever energy that you're trying to manifest. You cannot outsmart the universe.
Nope.
And it feels like in the middle of the deck, you trying to overstretch yourself. You trying to bend backwards. You trying to do a yoga dance, a yoga stance. And Spirit says, whether you like it or not, they're going to get you into alignment.
And something else that popped out at me with that card, Neo, just a message for Shantel. The universe doesn't want her to bend backwards to get her way. Like, that's what she's been doing. She's been bending over backwards, literally, to get her way, to manipulate things, to lie, to put out illusions in front of people, to live in her fantasy world. What the universe wants is Shantel is to stand up straight. It's telling her, don't bend over backwards, being foolish. Stand up straight. Look straight ahead. Look where you're going. Make a path. Go forward. Move. It keeps telling her in this reading, you need to move. You need to go forward. You need to stand up straight. Stand up. Stand up and start walking. Walk towards change. Accept the change. Embrace the change. Look at change as an old friend versus an enemy. Shantel looks at change as the enemy. And yet it's not an enemy. It's just a friend. It's a new friend that wants to be met and talked to, and you sit down and have coffee with it and be friendly with it because it can do you a lot of good. But Spirit is telling her, don't bend over backwards. Stand up straight. Stand up real straight. Find your strength. Stand on your feet. Stop putting out this vibe of, I can't do anything for myself and I'm just a hopeless little baby. No, you're an adult, Shantel. Stand up and be an adult.
As above, so below. The universe is pushing balance. The universe is enforcing peace. The universe is enforcing detoxing. The universe is enforcing control. The universe is enforcing relief. The universe is enforcing exercise and movement, a peace of mind and enlightenment. And it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It's happening for you, not to you. It's happening for us, not to us. Getting you in alignment brings universal balance to the collective. And you got to understand what I'm saying. Them checking your ass helps the universe.
Right.
Do you get it? Getting you together brings peace to chaos. And it's coming. It's just that. It's coming. It's here. It's now. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
Wonderful reading by Neotarot. Absolutely wonderful reading. Thank you so much for doing that reading for us, Neo. All of us in Girl World, we appreciate you doing these readings on Foodie and giving us the updates on Foodie. And the message was clear today, I think. It was about change. It was about movement. It was about finding your higher self. connecting to the higher self and letting go of the foolishness and the foolish behavior. And I think that's a message that Foodie needs to hear, although I don't know if she's going to listen. But thank you for doing that for us, Neo. And for those of you, again, you've never heard of Neotarot, check out the link down below. There it is, right there. You can check out all of her content, check out her merch store, maybe get a private reading from Neo. And I'm going to go ahead and just let this process, and I will upload this to YouTube later on tonight. But y'all take care and have a good day. Bye.